looked too shabby. They've been turning things around, and their qualification for the major basically had everybody smiling. Let's get into the best of 5 Supersonic. I'm excited to get underway.
Yeah, quick early attack there. CeX committed right off the bat, trying to get through. Big demo and a finish from CJ. CJ Renegades with the aggression here early. They're going to strike first.
I mean, this is just a great read. CJ just understanding the touch. And he's already in position to put it towards the net, dangerously as it might be. It's a 1-0 lead for Renegades. A lot of time on the clock here, and we continue underway here in Game 1. Both these teams 0-0. Is their first series here at the Fall Major. How will things pan out? Well, off the early start, Renegades punishing Endpoint, and we look for that position to maintain as Metanoris is looking for the clear.
All right, this one here up against CJ. A little dead ball action there, but Relating Wave will bring it through. Endpoint, though, down 1 here. Got to find a way to get something done. They need the 3-0, right? The storyline of game number 1, or until they take an L, is can they pull off this 3-0 and secure that number 1 seed? CeX backwards, going to have to spend a little bit of boost. Can't get a touch out, but will be able to follow up off a touch from Metanoris. Sends it just flying down the field. Right in front of the net. Can't get it in. Metanoris takes a swing, but Fever's there to clear it away.
A lot like what we saw with NRG in their last series, Super. It's almost as if we wait for Endpoint to get the engine online, but unfortunately for them, they have to win this first game to keep the number 1 seed alive here in the major for Europe. On the opposite end, for Renegades, you can just play spoiler. Even if you end up losing this series, which who knows what will happen, you take a game off Endpoint, you've ruined their seeding. So there's a lot on the line for both teams, and we know that Renegades are going to come out hot and ready to take the challenge to Endpoint.
No boost situation there from CeX as he tried to make that play on the net. He'll be the one to have to come back and try and find himself a little bit of boost. And decides to actually just go for the demo. Didn't have a lot to get up for the ball. I like the decision there. It says, you know what? This player only got a shot into net. I'll just not let him follow it. Make the demo and just allow the teammates to go ahead and clear it out. Little things like that are, you know, almost veteran-style plays out of a guy that's just been crushing it this season.
You could really say that about the entirety of the Endpoint roster with how well they've been playing. As this one, again, circles around and CJ gets the last touch before Endpoint get possession back. It's Relating Wave leading it upfield in the charge, but Endpoint boys won't be there to reciprocate. And once more, an extra challenge leads way to an extension. Here comes a pass and a shot, but saved away. Renegades doing a nice job of corralling some of these extra touches. Endpoint can't find the extension downfield. They haven't been able to find one another just yet. There's the first pass really they've had for the start of today. And even with the cutoff, starting to see some pressure be applied at the midfield line. Cammy will try to escape and give his teammates time to get in position. But anything surprising you off the early going, Supersonic? Anything you're seeing out of Endpoint that you did not expect?
I'm seeing kind of what I would expect, other than the fact that, you know, they got a little over-aggressive in that opening few seconds and gave up that goal. Really, I'm more impressed on the side of Renegade, right? They've recognized the fact that they are up 1-0. Okay, this one's going to get cleared away. I thought I was going to get cast a curse myself or have it go the opposite of what we were talking about, but the 1-0 lead since then, they've been playing very heavy defensively. They've had solid rotations, 2 people at the box every time there's a shot coming for net. There's someone, you know, playing near post, someone back post, third man in rotation, stealing boost, grabbing the, you know, mid or corner boost, and it's just been really clean defensive play, and that's all they need. They know that's all they need. We have the lead. There's no reason to overcommit and create these bad situations on the back end. And it's been really solid from them in that aspect.
I haven't seen a lot of overcommits yet, and I think I agree with you. I think Renegades are playing it pretty close to the chest. They don't want to give anything away to where Endpoint can absolutely turn the tables of this one. It's only the first game of the series, but it does have implications. So far, Renegades with a 1-0 lead, and they've held this for what seems like 3 minutes now. Escaping downfield, it's Cammy looking for the center. Has it, and a bit of extra boost to extend, but CJ will once more send it towards the right side of the goal line. Here comes CJ in transition. He has a full tank of boost, but now pressure for Endpoint. They start to mount past midfield and putting more shots towards the backboard. This will stretch the defense of Renegades. How long will it last? No one really else up. Metanoris and CeX, excuse me, waiting to find their opening shot. He can play like a psycho, though. Dude's insane.
He's got psychotic levels of gameplay.
Yeah, he's got psychotic levels,
Yeah, I see what you're going for. It was all intentional.
Thank you.
Metanoris is going to try and bring this one up. Set a pass down. It's going to be a soft touch. Relating Wave trying to just body his way through. Gets big on it with the rotation, too. Can't finish it. Touch. Looking for the shot. Waterfall down. Somebody there. No. Relating wave makes the save. Ooh. Ooh.
Wow. 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 Fever reads this one to perfection. Relating wave tries to send it and just doesn't find the connection, and Fever is right there on the opposite end. I mean, it was a bit of an own goal, but that's still hilarious. Dub for Renegades. They're up 2-0.
Congratulations, Dignitas, on that #1 spot. They should have that on lock now. I don't see this one turning in the next 12 seconds here, so storyline starts to shift. Renegades, ridiculous on the defensive side. Super solid, super clean. I only saw the one time where they kind of went up, committed too many people, and I think they sent all three. They had 2 on the backboard, and CJ jumped from like the outside edge of the box for that reverse aerial. But other than that, get an early lead, lock down defense, plays it all the way through, take the shots when you get them, and able to turn the opportunities on the far end when they did get presented with them into goals. So Renegades really solid through that first game.
And the dream of the #1 seed for Endpoint unfortunately dies in that first game, and quickly you see the look in to not only boys on the opposite ends of the stage, but also Orb, and I believe that is Extra down there from BDS, who just won their Game 5 over Complexity. So some dubs across the board, but for Renegades going in, they're up 1-0 over one of Europe's best, and with that, it is no longer the #1 seed in contest for Endpoint. It's going to be Vitality who will take that, and Endpoint just focus on the rest of the series now, right? Like you lose the first game, maybe that is the best thing. You don't have to go up 2-0 and then lose it. You lose the first game, now they can just focus on trying to win the series. But Renegades, relentless pressure, right? Like forcing Endpoint to have to kind of overexert themselves on their side of the field, but quick decision making in the box from CJ, from Fever, being in the right place, right time. Their positioning was excellent in that game 1.
Yeah, the speed to get back, really. It's the hustle. They're going out there, they're making challenges at the ball, but the hustle to get back to the defensive line and make sure that you're in goal or at least in the area to be able to make a save if something comes through. They have 2 bodies there almost the entire time, and that's going to make it very hard to get scored on when you're able to score against a team when they're able to get back that quickly and not miss out on boosts. So really on the other end, if you want to start breaking that up, Endpoint's going to have to win some boost control.
We'll see how things go. And a quick update, as I misspoke, it's Dig who will get the #1 seed, not Vitality. Excuse me. There you go. Well, how Dig's been playing today, I mean, can you blame him? The way that Scrub Killer was just 1v3ing in the early series. They're one of the scariest teams to watch in this entire major, and I feel a lot of people have underestimated what they can really do.
Another opportunity here for Hammy to be able to make the touch, and that one's going to get pushed back out by CJ, looking for Fever in the corner. Across the front, Seiko with control, up, looking to get through. CJ can't do it. Great touch from CJ to force that one through. Pops it up so his team can clear it out, but also able to force it back behind that offensive player.
About a minute gone so far here in game number 2. It's Renegades with a 1-0 lead. And Endpoint are the type of team that could, it could take them till game 4 to turn things around. It could take them till their backs are against the wall down 2-0, but things need to start turning around. They have not had a lot of offense. They lose game 1, 2-0. Cammy puts one on target. Nicely saved. The Seiko will clear it out to the corner. Here comes CJ, but Relating Wave and Endpoint defense will take that ball away. Never mind. They give it right back, and all of a sudden, Renegades have a chance now.
Renegades relentless there as they continue to attack that corner, but every time the ball not put anywhere that forces anyone to really make a move or shift off their point. That one almost in. Saved once, able to get it past Metsunaris. Seiko on, hits the crossbar down and out, and now CJ will clear it out to the corner.
And oftentimes with teams like Renegades, we underestimate how good they really are, even when they're dominating the region. And I think a lot of people just didn't expect them to turn up the way they did, but if there's one person on this field that can turn things around for Endpoint, it is Seiko. He takes it off the backboard himself, and that double tap secures the first goal for Endpoint.
Nice clean one there from Seiko to say, no, we got to get this going. That's the guy that you want to see step up. That's a good sign for Endpoint. Seiko coming through and able to make that one. Not the craziest goal we've ever seen him score, but now we're starting to see him set up some flip resets, trying to get through the midfield. Can't get past Fever with it. but you want that guy hot. You want to see him start going for those plays. He'll start causing chaos and really opening up some holes in the defense by just forcing defenders out and drawing them in.
There's a great pass down. You have to play a bit of turtle up defense here if you're Renegades. I mean, Endpoint have been able to spread the field a lot more often than they were in game one. It's a long series, but with the Renegades on breakaway chances like this, relating wave just has to be one. We might get back to midfield. We will. Renegades doing a nice job of keeping this at a 1-0 scoreline. CJ double tap. Can't find it. A little bit off target, but we like the attempt. Relating wave will get it back to midfield. My goodness.
It's all good.
It happens.
You know, it happens. I question why people, you know, have us talk about things. It's the hardest thing.
I could be dying. Who knows? It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
That one. Looking for the shot. That's going to be Metzenaris getting up early, but again, 50 down. Renegades trying to find their way back into this one as they're down 1 goal. Up 1 in the series, but they'd love to have a second. Again, we just saw this happen previously, right? Like game 1 goes down, goes unexpected, but then we watched NRG get stronger and stronger as time went on. Are we going to see more of the same here? Endpoint trying to control this one back down into the Renegades half, and at the moment it looks like the rotation is cleaning up more and more on the Endpoint side.
60 seconds to go. It was sender for the moment for Endpoint. Could have been 2-0 as Hemi can't find the extra touch. Here comes CJ on target, but Seiko will save Endpoint. Gets this one out to midfield and escapes. Bit of boost in the tank. But as quickly as things start to form downfield, it is taken away and challenged yet again on the point of contact. Here comes CJ. Endpoint now threatening 2 goals. He's still looking for your first for Renegades in game 2.
Tammy, a little bit of boost still to spin. That one's going to be up. 2 players up from the side of Endpoint. One will get a demo. The other one will get the ball. Touch corner. Need to find something here quickly for the side of the Renegades. Need some sort of creativity, something to find your way through, because much like you did to Endpoint in game 1, they're doing very much the same here in game 2 as they've gotten that 1-0 lead early and been able to just kind of play lockdown defense ever since.
Well, that's going to be a tie series. It's going to be 1-1. Endpoint able to handle their business here in game 2. And with Renegades looking as solid as they did early on, that's all you really need sometimes. 1 goal for Seiko, 4 saves on 7 shots. And that'll tell you the opportunities that were there for Endpoint. On the opposite end, you only had 4. 2 for CJ, 1 for Fever, and 1 apiece for the rest. And again, here's a quick look in at some of the live action we have in the studio over in Sweden. A 1-1 series. Endpoint just focusing on the rest after losing their first seed to Dig. For Renegades, not a bad game too, but a lot like what we saw earlier with Era, right?
Tied series right now. We're in game 3, 1-1. First one going to Renegades, second game going to Endpoint. One of the things to focus up on, though, coming out of that one, I was talking a little bit about Metzenaris and the lovely D-Rec. I love that man so much. The stat monster comes through and actually hits me with the fact that's actually in 236 RLCS games for Metzenaris. There's only 2 that have been anywhere in that region, and that is his lowest performing game since RLCS X started. So, Metzenaris a little off in that last one. Can he come alive here in this game here to try and get them the lead in the series? They've already given up the number 1 seed position to Dignitas by dropping a game. They don't want to give up any more ground than that.
One of the greatest moments in LAN history involved Metzenaris and, of course, our good friend Leafex, who is waiting in the green room right now. The long-lasting Metzenaris chant in London at the Copper Box Arena. Here goes Relating Wave. As is Flip, and he's denied. Now it's Metzenaris forcing one through, eating a demo for his efforts. Now Fever. Renegades, very much an enigma here, because we've seen their scrim results. They haven't been great. We watched them a couple days ago during Redl's Sweden skirmish. and they drew a very tough Furia matchup, who we'll see a little bit later on against Semper. And they did not look good. They got blown out by Furia, only scored 1 goal right at the tail end. It took them about 20 minutes to get anything on the board. But they came out like a house on fire in game 1. Got a huge win over Endpoint, and now we're seeing this allegedly not a scrim team, and Endpoint battling back. Scoreless now in game 3. CeX, all eyes on him at this LAN. A lot of people thinking he might be the best player at this LAN based on his performances in the 2 regionals that Endpoint won, and he did lead them, almost carried them to victory in those 2 super. He has been okay so far, but he hasn't imposed his will like Endpoint fans might like.
Yeah, there's definitely, the fans are waiting for those flip resets. They're waiting for those individual plays to come through, and once that comes online for this team, that's where opportunities are going to open up for Metsonaurus and Relating Wave more and more. If he doesn't secure that shot, he's at least going to draw enough defenders that he can force some people out, but we need to see that type of performance here. And it's tough. One, you know, you're dealing with LAN environment. It's his first season in, first LAN appearance. Is any of that going to wear on him, or will that slowly kind of go away, and that anxiety or nerves that come along with that slowly die out as they play more games on this LAN environment? That's one of the ones to just kind of watch, period, all weekend long. We'll be keeping our eyes on, or all week long.
Yeah.
I'm used to it being weekends.
I know, right?
Almost a full week.
Yeah, like, come on.
What?
Yeah, midweek. It's crazy. You know, Oceania, battling for a lot of respect, too. They've been the region. We talked about it very briefly while Ground Zero was playing Envy, and taking them to 5 games and having a real good shot at them. That, you know, Oceania, you know, they're the punchline for a lot of jokes, and they have performed incredibly well here in this opening round. Almost down Envy was Ground Zero. Now the OCE top seed almost got a lead on Endpoint of all teams here in the later stages of game 3. Endpoint holding the line, but they are under constant fire from CJ. Second touch to try and set one down for Kami. No. Fever coming on. That's no good either, and CeX will dish this up to the corner.
Well, it's going to be a cutoff there as Relating Wave comes through to take it off almost off the hood of CeX. Again, the shots have really been, the threat of shot has been from CJ. He's probably kicking himself for that one open net where he just crossbarred. He didn't get that shot down enough to make that one in. That could have been it. 0-0 though, as we go to the final 30 seconds here of game number 3. We may be looking at an OT if somebody can't find their way through very quickly here, Stacks.
Yeah, correction, by the way. Yeah, Renegades are the 2 seed in OCE. It's hard to imagine considering how good they were. But yes, Ground Zero got them on points. Now we get to the final 10 seconds. And Renegades get a shot on, saved by CeX. Relating Wave has Metsonaurus downfield. Certainly not in the 100-point range now. He's about to hit 200. Maybe even with a game winner. No, CeX can't get there at the end. We go to OT. This series has had it all, and it's only game 3.
A little bit more action here, a couple more shots and opportunities really for both teams. It's felt a little bit quicker pace of play than we had in game number 1 and 2, where that early score happened, and then, you know, they just kind of fall onto their heels and just play defense, kind of hunker down and wait out the storm. No opportunity here in game number 3 for either of these teams. They haven't been able to find home for the ball. CJ now going to try and bring this one through the corner. Cut off by CeX, looking for the top from the ceiling. Can't find the pass to Relating Wave.
Metza trying to get his bearings under control. Now it's Metza downfield. Needs one more touch and will not get it, as Fever has the stop and the clear and the outlet to Kami. Relating Wave looking for Metza, and it's just counter after counter, waiting for somebody to blink. Now the pace picks up. This, you would imagine, would benefit Endpoint. But we'll see and let it play out here into the 2nd minute of OT. Oh, what a save on the goal line.
There it
Follow
is.
up from CJ. He opened the scoring, and he'll close it in game 3.
Wow, what a way to get through this one. CJ gonna find it right at the end, send the whole team. OT situation, everyone downfield. They fully commit to that play to try and get that one through. Even on the recovery, when Kami's falling, and he can see CJ's down to his left, and he can see that Fever's right below him, still committed to the push forward because they knew that they had a player isolated in the box and that it was going to be awkward. They had to take as much from that opportunity as they could get. And they did exactly that. The most you're going to get out of an opportunity is a goal, and they found it. They take it down. 2-1 lead now again for one of these Aussie squads going up against one of the top teams in the world right now. So Endpoint now on the back foot. Do we see the repeat storyline, though, Stacks? Is it going to be, do Renegades close this one out, or do we see the door open back up and allow that space for Endpoint to come in and finish it off? Can they get 2 in a row?
I mean, Endpoints, they really are feeling like the version 1 of Europe, right? You know, they bring their fans on this long roller coaster ride. I know, did I just trigger you there?
Don't trigger the PTSD. Don't attack me like this.
Yeah, but they're actually winning, so I guess that's not a really valid comparison. So, and, you know, they're here. So with Endpoint, you know, they will struggle against teams that you think they really should be just beating these guys.
Yeah.
No question. But that's a LAN environment. Again, there are more elite players and teams than you are aware of, and you're seeing it now, and we're seeing the best that OCE has to offer. Ground Zero Gaming, the 2 seed, taking Envy the distance. Renegades up big now on Endpoint. The best that Europe has to offer based on the standing. This will be Fever out in front. And still loose. Relating Wave is there. And no, CJ couldn't get there in time. So Relating Wave gets credit for the goal.
This is tough here for CJ, trying to figure out which way to go. Do you jump to the ground and try and cut in? Do you try and do the flip around? Trying to do that side flip to try and get that hit and roll behind the ball, make the touch. Such a hard situation to try and make a save there. He makes the valiant effort. Just can't get it done. And it doesn't really matter, though, because his boy Fever's going to come through and bail him out with an immediate clapback goal. 1-1 now here. And we're only 30 seconds into this game 4.
Feels like NRG era, right? A team goes so long without scoring. Wildly, it was NRG at the start of that series. And then era answered right back. Endpoint goes a while without scoring. They get shut out in game 3. Score off the kickoff. Renegades give them one right back. And we're back to square one in a game that Endpoint has to win for a lot of reasons, of course, not just, you know, to prolong the series, but look at how the standings are shaping up right now. The 0-1 bracket is not going to be kind to some of these higher seeded teams. This is Metanoris. Couldn't get downfield. He'll try again, and that goes off of Seiko, and he let it get away from him. Maybe a little indecisiveness out of the European squad as this goes off to the side. Kami gonna let it come right down, and the pinch downfield, everything working out perfectly for the Renegades.
3:30 left on the clock here, and it has felt more and more Renegade heavy as this minute and a half has gone on ever since that second goal there from Fever right around 30 seconds into the match. The control so far from Renegades, using the space that they're given, able to take moments like that, make sure they secure a boost in the midfield, not going at something with nothing in the tank to spend, little bumps looking here. Secondary effort there from Kami as he tried to get, or from Kami, trying to get ahead of CJ there to create an opening. Little things, nothing super flashy, but they're doing a lot of really good, solid, little fundamental things that is just making it feel like they're currently in control of the pitch.
Seiko beaten out by Fever, and look how quickly Renegades get downfield, forcing Metanoris into action on the back line. Now Fever has CJ underneath. He'll back out. Now Kami. Have that for CJ coming around. Renegades keeping the pressure on. Finally a little release out of Endpoint. And a chance now for Relating Wave, but Kami got there first. Caught Relating Wave out. And Metanoris again at the back. Boy, he has had to work extra here in this series. Seiko with the stop. Yeah, welcome to LAN, rookie. Came up good there, but it has been a struggle for Seiko and Endpoint. against Renegades. Kami almost beating last man there. And again, we dip down inside 2 minutes. Endpoint still on the ropes. First day of LAN has been utter chaos so far.
The one cleared high here. Metsunara is going to come through and definitely stepping up from that kind of abysmal performance in their only W so far in the series. He's been a lot more involved since that point. So, looking for this one is Seiko trying to get underneath. Won't be able to get through. And again, Renegades defense, everybody there able to bring this one out. But the continuing offensive pressure from Endpoint building up. That one just off the mark. Another shot directly on net. And you can see the scramble starting to happen on the Renegades side. Oh, what a demo!
Demolition! It was CJ on the demo and the assist. Incredible. Renegades in front.
Two options there. CJ could have gone and made a play for the ball, try to push that in onto the right post, but he sees that there's a player in his vision on the right side, which immediately you go, okay, maybe not the best option. What's second option? Where's the player on my near side? Immediately you see him make that cut in, make that demo happen, and that opens the net for the Renegades. Shot coming and a diving save from Metsunaris.
The only match I've had the privilege, or only World Championship I've had the privilege of working at, Season 6 in Las Vegas. I know that was your big introduction as well, specifically into Rocket League Super. First match alongside Subi up on the stage, Evil Geniuses against Tainted Minds. CJ taking the L there against EG. This is Caster Curse territory, but I have to do it.
What
He is 0-6.
What are you doing?
In his previous RLCS LAN trips. And he's 23 seconds away from having gotten dub number 1 and the demo that set it up. Kami dumping it back into the Endpoint zone. 10 seconds now for Endpoint, else they drop to the 0-1 bracket. 6 seconds. Relating wave. Got over one at the last. Cinco denied by the wall of OCE. Cameron Johns and Renegades have finally done it.
Well, you get to dodge the bullet. I get to catch the L on my prediction. CJ and the squad get it done here in what I'm going to call an upset win. Endpoint, we talked about it. Come in, get the 3-0, take the number 1 seed for the next round. Now looking to start their next round in the 0-1, starting in the bottom half stacks. Whew! Starting hot here in the fall major.
And you can see the